Hello and welcome to Kickoff Commentary, and I'm going to be honest with you guys, I miss the NFL. Now don't get me wrong, the AAF is great, I'm glad it's there, and I've certainly enjoyed watching it so far. But there's nothing that can really replicate the feeling of NFL football, at least so far. I think the main thing for me is that my team, or the team that I've been able to build up a repertoire with, doesn't really exist yet in the AFL. There are teams that I like the San Diego Fleet and the Birmingham Iron, but it's hard to get invested after 2 weeks. Whereas, my NFL team, the Cowboys, I've been watching them for 10, 11, several years now. And so the next best thing to the NFL we have right now outside of the AAF is draft speculation. And for the Cowboys this year, that is going to be different from the past, as we don't have our first round pick. We traded that draft pick for Amari Cooper, a decision I am very happy with. It got us to the playoffs, it won us a playoff game, and it gave us the lead in the first quarter of our game against the Rams. However, that doesn't, of course, mean that we'll have a very high draft pick this year because of how well we did after the trade, and our first pick comes very late in the second round. Which means we're going to be bargain bin shopping and looking for the next great player in a very different way than usual. Here's a series I'd like to do. I'm going to call it, I think, The Next Cowboys, where I cover some of the draft prospects that I would like Dallas to get in the second round and onward, who I think would make the team better. Let's get into it with the first man to be a part of the series, Clemson defensive tackle Dexter Lawrence. Dexter Lawrence is a 6'4", 351-pound big defensive tackle out of Clemson. Lawrence was originally from Wake Forest High School, where he put up 204 tackles, 28 sacks, 6 forced fumbles, and 1 interception. These numbers made Lawrence one of the highest-headed recruits coming out of North Carolina of all time. He was the number 2 recruit overall in the 2016 class. That's not just defensive tackles. That number 2 recruit overall. To do that on the defensive line, especially in the middle, is insane. The 5-star Lawrence ended up committing to Clemson, where in 2016 he didn't do much aside from setting Clemson's freshman sack record, as it were, with 5. This record was previously held by current Bills defensive end Shaq Lawson and William the Refrigerator Perry, the former Chicago Bears defensive tackle that was part of that famous '85 Bears defense that won the Super Bowl. They finished off this season, did Clemson, with a national championship win over Alabama, their second straight appearance, and they're this time able to defeat Alabama after losing the previous year. In 2017, Lawrence's numbers did go down a little bit. He only had 2.5 sacks, but Clemson was still a very good team. They went to the college football playoffs once again, where they were defeated by Alabama. This past season, Lawrence was back up to being a force for the most part during the season, and Clemson cruised through their schedule, although Lawrence's season ended in a way that was not expected or enjoyed, as he was suspended for a banned substance and missed out on Clemson's second national championship victory against Alabama this year. Well, with all that being said, Lawrence reminds me most of Vita Vea pre-draft, the big 6'4", 6'5", 350-plus pound defensive tackle that has a lot of talent, can do it all on the inside. Now, why do the Dallas Cowboys want this, or why would we need this? I think that's an interesting question because the Cowboys' defensive line itself is very interesting. Demarcus Lawrence is clearly an elite pass rusher, but his contract is up, and as the filming of this video, he does not have an extension. I assume Dallas will find a way to make this work via the franchise tag or an actual extension, but either way, Lawrence is not a 100% guarantee. Around him, it's even more shaky. Tyrone Crawford is a talented defensive lineman for sure, but where does he slot in best? Defensive end? Inside tackle? The Cowboys run a 4-3, so there is room for 2. Antoine Woods finished the season unbelievably strong at defensive tackle, but he has a torn shoulder labrum. Even if he comes back at full strength, it could take a while for him to get back to where he was. Around him, we have Randy Gregory, Taco Charlton, maybe David Irving. The Cowboys probably won't bring him back, which is unfortunate, but he could still be there. That's a lot of guys, but none of them really seem to be locked in outside of, really, Demarcus Lawrence at what they play best. We know with Dexter Lawrence that he is a very talented, amazing prospect of a nose tackle. Dallas hasn't really had, in my opinion, a lockdown defensive tackle that you can rely on since either Jay Ratliff or maybe even Leroy Glover even earlier than that. It's been a long time since we've been set at that position. Dexter Lawrence, if he does live up to his potential, would get us there right away, I think, and set the tone. Now, the only reason Dallas even has a chance at getting Lawrence is because of that failed substance test, which does concern me. Because if Lawrence loses some bulk now or something else, that could be trouble. However, Lawrence has been with Clemson for 3 years now, so I very highly doubt anything has changed on his regiments, unless, of course, it was just an error. He says it was just a mistake. I'm willing to give him the benefit of the doubt for now. If he blows it away at the Combine, he'll probably move back up into the first round and out of Dallas's range entirely. However, if he does fall to the Cowboys' second-round pick, I would be very sad to see us pass him up. Lawrence is a once-in-a-generation... Well, that's probably getting a little hard. Lawrence is a top-tier defensive tackle prospect, one that rarely falls as low as Dallas could be. And if he is there, I think we would make a very big mistake if we passed on him. But those are just my thoughts on Dexter Lawrence. What do you guys think of Lawrence? Let me know down in the comments section. Subscribe if you'd like to see more. Like this video if you enjoyed. This has been Kickoff Commentary, and have a great day.